Hey everyone. First and foremost, I want to thank each and every one of you who have supported our podcast, Higher Ed Matters, over the first 2 seasons. Whether you are one of our amazing guests or just listened to part of one single episode, we are so grateful for you. This little passion project of ours has been such an awesome experience, and we're excited to bring you Season 3, launching here in a few weeks. But I've got someone to introduce to you first. Josh Bistramowitz and I have moonlighted as podcast hosts for 2 seasons, but we're so excited to welcome someone new to both the Media Cross team and the podcast. Drew Griffin, thanks so much for being a part of this.
Hey, Jessica, thanks so much. I appreciate it. I'm so excited to be here.
We are so excited to have you join the team, but this isn't the first time that you've been in the broadcast biz, right? Tell me about your other experience being in front of a mic.
Oh, wow. This is great. I grew up in Southeast Missouri, very small town. And luckily we had a radio station down the road. And in high school, I was a radio DJ and absolutely loved my time as a DJ. It was such a cool job, especially for like an introvert. I could have like 6 hours by myself in the radio station, playing music, talking. It was my dream job, at the time, but it was so so fun and relaxing. And definitely I have a face for radio. So to really maximize that experience.
Awesome. We're excited to have you. And, of course, this podcast focuses on really all facets of the higher education industry and access, and all different experts and industry leaders are our guests. But you have a long history of being a higher education expert yourself. Can you tell me a little bit about your career path?
Yeah, for sure. So I want to start back in undergrad. That's where it all began, right? And I had a mentor in student affairs who said, Drew, have you thought about higher education or student affairs? And I said, well, does it pay well? And he said, no, but you're going to love it. And I said, all right, sign me up. So from undergrad, I went into graduate school at Indiana University for their higher ed student affairs program.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. I made some lifelong friends from that and learned so much and grew so much from that program. And from there, I went back to my alma mater, Southeast Missouri State, and worked as an admissions rep. I was a road warrior for like 2 years, and then I went to St. Louis and worked at University of Missouri St. Louis for, 15 years, and worked my way up from a transfer rep to an associate director for recruitment to the director of admissions. And just loved my time working with students and helping them in that transition to college, and working with parents as well. What does that look like, especially if they're first gen? It can be a scary exercise, right? So really helping counsel students and parents through that. And then I left UMSL and was an assistant vice provost for admissions and financial aid, which was exciting. I got a chance to be over that financial aid component. Well, during my time as well, I served in NACAC. And so huge into the state and regional MOACAC, but also in NACAC. And I was fortunate enough to be a president of MOACAC. And so when you're president of your state and regional, you're a part of the president's council in NACAC. And so, again, lifelong friends, excited to see their career trajectories and their growth. And then to this day, I could call any one of them and chat about enrollment trends or admissions issues or whatever. And so some really solid friendships there through NACAC. But in 2021, the pandemic hits, around that time. And so I left traditional higher education and went to the dark side, Jessica. That's right.
Welcome.
Evil laugh. And so I worked for a company out of Lexington, Kentucky, that primarily was a contact center, working with colleges and universities. Yeah, I honestly, and this is going to sound cheesy, Jess, but I thought I was happy, and I thought I was where I needed to be. And then all of a sudden, and talking with you and Jen and others from Media Cross, like, this is it. This is the place to be. And I am truly excited about the work that we do and the work that we do with our colleagues, our partners, and just the voice and the tone and the work that we produce. It is like, it just all hits for me. So I'm so excited. I know the work that we do matters.
And you get to also do a podcast, right?
Yes. And it's a game changer. And I feel like, definitely this is the day and age everybody's doing a podcast. And so if you're not, you're kind of missing out because it's another medium, another channel to get your message across. And so I'm excited about what we do in the first 2 seasons of Higher Ed Matters, and now I get a chance to be on season 3. And
Yeah, it is super fun, and I think that your your experience and your history working in the higher education industry, plus your sweet high school gig, make you a really good fit for the podcast. And you've actually brought in a few exciting guests for season 3. Tell us who you're talking to.
well, thank you. So it has been great to chat with, as we've talked about topics that we wanted to cover this season, and being able to have a couple key players in mind. And, we wanted to talk to about college presidents with regard to enrollment management. So Dr. Stephanie Niles from Cotty College, the college president there, chatted with her, talking about direct admissions with Dr. Alan Bird from George Mason University. One of my colleagues back from NACAC President's Council was Vern Granger. He is now the board president for NACAC and also the director of undergraduate admissions at Econ. And then I know we're talking about high school college counselors and what that looks like post-pandemic. And so Ivy Hartman and Earl Macomb, who are 2 St. Louis counselors who are just fantastic at what they do. And so I'm really excited for those episodes to air. And it definitely, the quality and the information that they've shared is pretty awesome. So I can't wait for folks to hear that.
Yeah, there are some great conversations, and we're super excited for season 3. So to all of our listeners out there, thanks for tuning in so far. And I think there's going to be some great stuff coming. So join us, like, subscribe, all that podcasty stuff. Thanks.